Namaste, Kai Life Yogis. Welcome to your yoga practice. Welcome to your yoga mat. My name is Jenny White. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Today's practice is a heart-opening yoga flow. We're going to open up our chest cavity through our shoulders, our heart center, open up in all the places that we tend to hold stress and life. If you have text neck or you work on a laptop, the way that you hunch through your spine will open that all up. And today's yoga flow is a power yoga flow, so you'll definitely have the chance to move breath to movement and really get deep within your yoga practice. I do suggest bringing 2 blocks into your yoga practice today, at least 1 block, and placing them both if you have them on either side of your mat. It's always nice to have 2 just in case. You'll probably notice my yoga trapeze. I've been practicing a ton on this and really incorporating it into my own yoga practice, so I can't wait to share it with you guys, and I definitely will be doing a lot of upcoming videos utilizing the yoga trapeze as well, which is an awesome tool for a lot of heart opening in your yoga practice. You will see a link to a playlist down below, especially since this is a little bit of a longer flow today. If you like to practice with music, I've put together a playlist of music that I love for this type of practice, and I will meet you in child's pose. All right, yogis, moving into child's pose. Reach your knees out wide, draw your big toes to touch. Settle your hips back towards your heels and start to walk your hands out in front of you. Please know that you can always place a block underneath your hips if that feels better in your knees. Definitely throughout your practice today, in any practice, avoid sharpness in your joints. Blocks are a great tool for that. As you start to send your forehead towards the ground and your hips back towards your heels, begin to feel yourself get grounded. Take an inhale breath. Sigh out your exhale. And as you start to lengthen your inhale breaths and your exhale breaths here, begin to get more and more present in your mind and in your body. Start to let everything from your day so far go. Know that throughout your practice, if you ever start to feel a little drifty or the to-do list creeps into your thoughts, that you can always come back to your breath when you need more of a focus. I've been talking about layers a lot in my live classes this week. I was gifted a massage from my husband and my son on Mother's Day, and my therapist was talking a lot about the layers of tension that we tend to hold in our body and how it can't be erased in just one session, how it takes a few to conquer all of those layers and to kind of get deep within your body and towards that more relaxed state. When you're feeling ready, lift up through your right arm, maybe start to circle through your right wrist a little bit, one way and then the other. And then we'll thread the needle. Send your right hand, your right arm underneath your left shoulder. You can place your forehead back down on your mat or turn your right ear to the mat. It might feel good here to take a half bind, lift your left arm up and back, reach for your right hip. So thinking about these layers got me thinking about the layers that build each of us up, that we tend to kind of hold in ourselves. All the layers, the good, the bad, the stress, the happiness, the excitement. Unwind from your bind, send your left arm down. Unwind your right arm, place it back down to child's pose, and then in child's pose, take an inhale breath. Exhale. Lift your left arm up, circle through your left wrist, and then the other way. Then thread the needle left arm underneath your right. Again, forehead down towards your mat, or turn your gaze over to the right. And you can lift that right arm up into a half bind if that feels okay in this side. I read a quote that says, as adults, we are all children walking around with a lot of layers on. And it's kind of funny to picture when you really think about how true it is, all these layers that we hold, we first put on socks and undies, and then maybe some shorts, sweatpants, a t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, a hoodie. We might put on another pair of pants, a hat, then a scarf, a huge jacket. Unwind from this side. Send your right arm down. Left arm unwinds back to child's pose. My son is 7, and it's been such an interesting perspective to watch this pure little human and just see how life affects him. And at the core, that he's still in there. I see that he's still there, but just all the stuff. Like I said, it's the good stuff, the happy stuff, excitement, love, my influence, other children's influence, the stuff that's maybe a little bit more anxious or stressful or sad, and how these layers come about. So I invite you today in your practice to explore these layers within yourself, not necessarily to erase any of them, but just to see them and to appreciate them and to get to your core. Back to who you are, that little pure, innocent human. To gain that knowledge. Exhale out your breath. Take an inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Press up into your palms towards a tabletop position. Stack your knees underneath your hips. Hands underneath your shoulders. And we'll move through some cat-cows. On your next inhale breath, cow pose. Slight little arch through your spine in your first bigger movement here. Little gaze upwards. And exhale, press into your palms, round through your spine. Inhale, maybe a little further of that arch through your spine. Exhale, cat pose round. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Back towards a neutral spine. Tuck your toes underneath you. And lift your hips up high. Press into your palms, downward facing dog. And as you come into this really big movement, really bend through your knees. Maybe crack your toes just a little. Walk out your dog. Start to take up some space on your mat. Notice how your breath changes as you shift into this more inverted space. When you're ready to find more stillness, spread your fingers out wide. Stretch through the webbing in your fingers. Press your palms into the ground. Really press in between your thumbs and pointer fingers. Elongate through your spine. Relax in your shoulders. Lift your hips up high to the sky. Maybe bend through your knees. Maybe they're more straight. Either way, energize your heels down towards your mat. Take an inhale breath. Open mouth, exhale. And tiptoe your feet up towards a ragdoll pose. Feet can come hip width distance, maybe even mat width distance apart from one another. Allow your head to be heavy and hang really low. Crown of your head down towards the ground. You can reach for opposite elbow, or if you're ready to really begin moving through that chest expansion and start opening your heart, interlace all 10 fingers behind your back. Lengthen the crown of your head down. Send your palms together and reach your hands up away from your hips. Whichever version, whichever variation you're taking here, feel that traction through your spine as your head is heavy and your hips reach up in opposition. Really pay attention to what your body is telling you in your practice today. You know the safety. Stuff in your joints whenever you feel sharpness in your ankles, in your knees, your elbows, your wrists, your shoulders. That's the stuff to avoid and to back out of. Muscle sensation, get curious about it. Send your breath there. Maybe lift your hips up just a little higher. Really feel it through your hamstrings. If you've taken the bind, interlaced your fingers, then unwind them. Send your hands underneath your shoulders. Toe heel your feet to touch. Big toes come to touch. If it feels more comfortable in your lower spine, you can keep feet hip-width distance apart. Really slowly, one vertebra at a time, round up. Allow your head to be heavy and come up last. When you reach the top, close your eyes. Send your right hand to your heart. Cross your left hand on top of it. Take an inhale breath. Open mouth, exhale. Start to send your thoughts to your intention for your practice today. Anything that's heavy on your heart. Maybe it's just gratitude for your practice and for taking this time today. Maybe it's to discover at least one of those layers. Then seal your lips together for Ujjayi Pranayama, this calming oceanic breath that we'll hold for most of our practice. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your nose, let it go. Another breath like that. Inhale. Exhale. And I really, really encourage you in your practice today to find the pattern in your breath, like your own personal metronome, that rhythm that feels very organic and innate in your body. And that sustains your practice. Start to flutter your eyes open. Reach your fingers down, palms face forward. Have a beautiful practice today, yogis. Inhale, mountain pose Tadasana. Reach your arms up high above your head. Shift your weight back towards your heels and gently lift up through your kneecaps. Feel your quads engage. Feel your lower belly engage and start to draw navel to spine. Engage all the way up underneath your rib cage. Lift your heart high. Activate your shoulders down your spine. Feel energy up through your fingertips. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, open twist to the right. Send both hands in front of you, then sweep your right arm down and back. Opening it up behind you. Really take care to keep your hips in alignment with one another. And then open up from there. Feel energy out through opposite fingers. Keep your neck long by sending your shoulders down. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, open twist to the left. Hands come down. Sweep that left arm down and back. And again, reach opposite through your fingertips. Send your shoulders actively down your spine. Inhale up, high mountain pose. Exhale, interlace all 10 fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift high through your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Find a generous bend through your knees here. Lead with your heart. Inhale, gently releasing your hands. Halfway lift, place your palms to the top of your shins or the bottom of your quads. Activate the crown of your head forward. And taking care to keep your hips stacked on top of your ankles, feel your tailbone lengthen. This is a really great reset for your spine. Strong through your core. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, plant your palms underneath you. Step back to high plank position. Hold your high plank for a moment. Lengthening again your crown forward, your heels back behind you, and lower all the way down onto your belly. We'll move into open wing pose. Place the tops of your feet on the ground. Left hand stacks underneath your left shoulder. Reach your right arm out long away from you. And start to roll over towards that right side. So left leg can come up and back behind you if that feels okay in your body. Otherwise, leave your left knee down in front of you for a more gentle twist. Know that the higher you have your right arm, the more of a stretch you'll feel through your shoulder. For less stretch, send it down closer to your toes. And change. Roll back over to your belly. Send your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Extend your left arm out to the side and start to roll over towards that left side. Kick your right foot back behind you if that feels okay. Position your left arm where it feels good. Send your breath towards your shoulder. and change back to center. We'll move through 3 rolling cobra poses, both hands underneath your shoulders. On your next inhale, lengthen your head forward, peel your heart slightly off your mat. Exhale, lengthen back down. Inhale, lengthen forward and up. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, maybe a little higher. Send your breath towards your heart center. Exhale, lengthen back down. Then tuck your toes under, press up to high plank position. Lift your hips up high to downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath. Open mouth, exhale. We'll move breath to movement here through our Sun A. First, exhale out your breath. Take an inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Seal your lips together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, melt down. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana, rise tall. Exhale, open twist right. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, open twist left. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift high through your heart. Exhale, forward fold, generous bend through your knees. Inhale, gently release your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to high plank position. This is your first option for Chaturanga Dandasana. Any variations that you'd like to take. I'll show you traditional Chaturanga. Please know that you can always reach directly back to downward facing dog and skip this motion. Reach forward on your toes. Exhale, down, lowering no more than halfway, elbows glued in towards your side body. Flip your toes over, lift your heart into upward facing dog. Flip your toes back over. Lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath. Open mouth, exhale. Seal your lips together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, open twist right. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, open twist left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift high through your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana, your variation. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath. Open mouth, exhale. Seal your lips together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Listen for the change here. Next inhale is chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit your hips really low. Reach your fingers up with energy up high. Feel your heart lift away from your hips. Settle your weight back to your heels. If you're kind of positioned like me and you cannot see your toes, then shift your hips back a little further. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, open twist right. Strive to keep your knees glued together. Keep your hips in alignment. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, open twist left. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, chair airplane arms. Swing your arms back behind you. Then feel energy of your pinky fingers gravitating towards one another. Lengthen out the crown of your head, away from your fingertips. Inhale, interlace your fingers, lift through your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Let this be a huge release. Inhale, find that same gentle release, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to high plank, your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right heel high and pause here. Lengthen from your fingertips, out your spine, behind your knee. Lengthen out through your heel. Turn on through your core. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen your right heel high. Use those same core muscles. Exhale, sweep through to low lunge. And take a moment in your low lunge. Maybe you're taking some movement through your hips. Maybe stillness feels good to you. And work your way back to low lunge. Find stillness. Inhale, crescent moon. Gently place your left knee down behind you. Turn the top of your foot to the ground. Lift your arms up to the sky. Really ensure that your right knee stays stacked on top of your right ankle. If hands do not feel good up, you can interlace them at the top of your quad instead. Feel your heart lift. If you're still craving more chest expansion, interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift your heart. Release your hands. Send your hands back up high. This is a big movement, and we'll eliminate this part through our flow. I'll make sure to guide you through it. Tuck your toes underneath in your back foot. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, sweep your arms back. Crescent lunge, airplane arms. Again, feel that reach forward through the crown of your head. Back through your fingertips, back through your left heel. Exhale out your breath. Inhale, warrior two. Sweep your left arm down and up. Open up to the left side of the room. Take a second to find your stance. Really spread your feet out wide, away from one another. Maybe you're taking a little movement up and down into your warrior two at first. When you're ready to pause, stack your right knee on top of your right ankle. Activate through the knife side edge of your left foot. Feel like your left arm disappears back behind your right. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, extended side angle, reach long. Send your arms to 12 and 6 o'clock. You can gently rest your right arm on top of your right quad and pull back with it. Or if you feel okay in your body, place your right forearm to the inside of your right knee. Send your gaze where it feels good. Exhale your breath. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay really low through your right knee. Lift your right arm to the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, windmill your arms, plant your palms, step back, high plank, your choice chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left heel high. Feel that length again. Fingertips out your spine, behind your left knee, through your heel. Turn on your core. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Turn on your core. Exhale, sweep through low lunge. And take that same pause in your low lunge. Maybe you're rocking back and forth or coming to stillness. What do you need on this side? Work your way back to low lunge. Inhale, place your right knee down, crescent moon, lift your hands up high. Option again to interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift high through your heart. And send your hands back up to crescent moon, tuck your toes under. So for our flow today, we'll eliminate this whole crescent moon section. And instead from low lunge, we'll move up into crescent lunge with our hands lifted. And as we exhale, we'll stay in the same crescent lunge position with our bodies that we're moving into next, and we'll sweep our arms back into airplane. So arms lift up high, crescent moon, take an inhale breath. Big movement. Exhale, sweep your hands down and back. Crescent lunge. Stack left knee on top of your left ankle. Lengthen behind your right knee. Send your right heel actively back behind you. Scoot your right hip forward to be even with your left. Energy through your head. Energy out through your fingers, out through your heel. Exhale your breath. Inhale, warrior two. Open up to the right side of the room. Take a second again to find your alignment here, to find space between your feet. Then begin to stack that left knee on top of your left ankle. Energize the knife side edge of your right foot down. Send your shoulders to the side of the room. Let your right arm disappear back behind your left. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, extended side angle, reach long. Send your arms to 12 and 6 o'clock. Open your left knee and keep it stacked on top of your left ankle. Send your shoulders down away from your ears. Send your gaze where it feels good. Exhale out your breath. Inhale, reverse warrior, staying really low through your left knee. Lift your left arm to the sky. You can send your gaze upwards or down if it feels better. Feel the length in your left side body. Try to duplicate that in your right side. Lift your bottom ribs up away from your hip. Take an inhale, lengthen even more. Exhale, windmill your arms, plant your palms, step back, high plank, your choice of chaturanga. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, sigh it out. One more breath, just like that. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Now we'll begin to move breath to movement here. Find those really strong inhales and exhales to support your movement and to stay focused on your breath. Seal your lips together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt down, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit really low. Exhale, open twist right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, open twist left. Inhale, chair. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Inhale, interlace your fingers, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold, melt back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, chaturanga dandasana, whichever variation is calling to you. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right heel high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right high. Exhale, low lunge. Here's the change. Next, inhale, crescent lunge, lift hands up high. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your arms, plant your palms, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Inhale, left heel high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your arms, plant palms, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take an inhale breath. Open mouth, exhale. Seal your lips together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit low. Exhale, open twist right. Inhale, chair. Exhale, open twist left. Inhale, chair. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Inhale, chair, interlace your fingers, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right heel high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, crescent airplane arms. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, windmill, plant, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left heel high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, crescent airplane arms. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill, plant, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, yogis, we're moving at a pretty good pace. Our heart rate's probably definitely going. I know that mine is. We're going to take a little break from the movement just for a moment, just to come back to our intention and back to our heart center before we resume that movement once more. Seal your lips together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. And have a seat. If you've got some water, maybe grab a little sip of water. Let's lay down on our spine. And we'll take pentacle pose as our reset. For pentacle pose, reach your legs out wide. Your hands up above your head, almost like a star-shaped position here. And if this does not feel good in your lower spine, you can take a constructive rest instead. So for that, you're bringing your feet to the outside of your mat and allowing your knees to drip in towards one another. Either way, exhale out your breath. Inhale, fill up. Sigh it out. Another breath like that. Inhale. Sigh it out. Exhale. Then send your right hand to your heart. Your left hand on top of your right hand. Come back to the reason that you decided to dedicate your time to this practice today. Maybe to some presence in your mind. Maybe to focus on your breath. Maybe to take a look at one or a couple of those layers. Let your body melt into your mat. Another inhale breath. Sigh it out. Then draw your knees into your chest. Start to rock and roll up your spine. Maybe a couple rocks to get to the top. Then cross at your ankles. Stack your hands underneath your shoulders. And step back to step back to downward facing dog. Walk your dog out just a little bit more. And ground your heels down into your mat. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Seal your lips together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Try to sit just a little lower through your chair pose. Then send hands to heart center. Lengthen on your inhale. Exhale, keep that length in your body. Prayer twist. Left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Glance down and make sure that your knees are in alignment. So if your left knee is poking forward at all, your hips most likely aren't in alignment. Draw your left knee back to be even with your right. And imagine a diagonal line through your body. Your head's a little higher than your hips. Send your shoulders down away from your ears. Lots of twisting here. With each inhale, lengthen through your breath. With each exhale, press your palms together, gently twist through your spine. Huge breaths here. Take an inhale. Exhale, release down, forward fold. Gorilla pose, Padahastasana. Walk your feet out generously, maybe even mat width distance again. Maybe a bend through your knees. For gorilla pose, you're flipping your palms up to the sky, reaching your fingers towards your body. Placing the soles of your feet on the back of your palms. If this grip does not feel good, you can come back into a ragdoll or chest expansion, or reach for the back of your ankles or calves. If you're taking gorilla pose, on your next inhale, almost come into a halfway lift. Lengthen your head. Exhale, keep that length in your spine as you pull with your biceps. Reach the crown of your head down towards your mat. Lift your hips up high. Hopefully feeling pretty warm and through your body. Send that heat towards your hamstrings. Then release your hands. Toe heel your feet back towards one another. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit really low. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lengthen in your inhale. Keep that length as you exhale, prayer twist. This time, right elbow hooks to the outside of your left knee. Again, look down at your knees. If that right knee is poking forward, draw it back even with your left. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Feel your hips reach lower than your head. With each inhale, lengthen. With each exhale, twist. Strong breaths, maybe your strongest breath of your practice so far. And change, unwind. Back through a forward fold. Toe heel your feet out. We'll take another chest expansion here. Interlace your hands behind your back. Reach the crown of your head down. Press your palms together. Lift them up away from your hips. Release your interlaced grip. Draw hands back down underneath you. Toe heel your feet back together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms underneath you. Step back to high plank position and lower all the way down to your belly. Continuing our chest expansion, tuck your feet underneath you, so tops of your feet down to the ground. We're bound half locust pose. Interlace your hands back behind you. On your next inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward and up. Kick your feet off your mat. Send your breath towards your heart center. And change, lower back down, release your hands from their grip, gaze over to the right, rest your left ear down on your mat. Allow your heels to relax out away from one another. Flip your palms up to the sky. This is belly down Shavasana. Definitely come towards that Shavasana-like state. Feel surrender. Next, you can come into another variation of Cobra pose if you'd like, or a bound half locust. We're going to move into Dhanurasana, floor bow, but if that feels too much on your spine or in through your knees, definitely feel free to take one of those other poses. Kick your feet behind you. Reach for the outside of your ankles. Really ensure that your knees are directly back behind your hips instead of splaying outwards to the side. If you splay them outwards, most likely you'll feel that sharpness, that sensation in through your knees. So you'll want to keep them back behind you just to be safe with your knees. Exhale, send your hips down into your mat. Inhale, kick up through your feet. Feel your heart open, feel your arms stretch. Kick for 3, 2, 1. Then gently release your feet down. Release your grip. Gaze over to the right. Melt down, belly down, Shavasana. Right back to the surrender. Send hands underneath your shoulders. Press back up to tabletop position. And hips lift up high into downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Send your heels down towards your mat. Inhale, right heel high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right high. Exhale, moving through fallen triangles. So start to cross your right foot in that space between your left hand and your left foot. Send the sole of your right foot down towards your mat. Activate through the knife side edge of your left foot. Open up your left arm to the sky. Feel your heart open. And change. Send your left hand back down. Next inhale breath, sweep your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior 1. Spin your left heel down and back. Lift your arms up high to the sky. Ensure that your left hip moves even with your right. Then interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, high through your heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Melt your right shoulder down towards the inside of your right knee. Surrender your head. Feel your left hip pulling forward so that it's even with your right, or maybe visualize sending your right hip back. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, draw your hands back down towards your hips. Feel your heart lift to lift your body up. Lift your hands up. Exhale, open up warrior 2. Take up that space on your mat again. Next inhale breath, reverse triangle. Straighten through your front knee. And keep the same length in your body as you reach forward into triangle pose. Right hand to your right shin. Send your gaze where it feels good. Option to move into a half bind here with your left arm. Next inhale, lift high. We'll meet in star pose. Reach your hands up high to the sky. Toes face the side of the room and the side of your mat. Send your arms parallel to the ground. Flip your palms to the sky. Inhale, lift your heart. Come back to your intention. Exhale, forward fold, melt down, Prasarita. Traditional grip, all 10 fingers underneath your heels. If you prefer a different grip, then go for it. Set your feet to the distance that you'd like them to be, knowing that the further they are apart, the closer your head will come to touch. Really gravitate the crown of your head down towards your mat. So if you need more sensation, more stretch, send your feet closer towards one another. Release your hands from their grip. And start to walk your hands forward towards low lunge. Hands to the inside of your right foot. Really turn on through your core. Use that to sweep right leg back to high plank position. For side plank, stack left hand underneath your left shoulder. Spin your heels to the left. Open your right arm to the sky. You can stay with your feet stacked or staggered. Know that you can always lower your left knee down here. Feel like your right arm is lifting high up to the sky. Your right hip's lifting high up to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, use your core. Sweep your right arm back down to high plank position. Lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left high. Exhale, sweep through to falling triangle. Send your left foot in between your right hand and right leg. Knife side edge of your right foot activates, right arm up to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale. Right hand back down. Inhale, left leg up high. Exhale, sweep through low lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Spin your right heel down and back. Lift hands up high. Align your right hip even with your left. Interlace all 10 fingers behind your back. Inhale, high through your heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Keep sending that left hip back or right hip forward. However it makes more sense to think of it in your body. Let your head go. Left knee reaching towards the inside of your left shoulder reaching towards the inside of your left knee. Energize your hands back down. Lead with your heart to lift high. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Straighten through your front knee. Inhale, reverse triangle. Keep that length in your body as you exhale, triangle pose. Left hand towards your shin or towards your block. Send your gaze where it feels good. Option to move into a half bind on this side if it feels okay in your body. Open up through your heart. And unwind from your bind. We'll meet on our inhale breath into star pose. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, high through your heart. Exhale, forward fold, Prasarita. And again, you create the distance between your feet. Go for the movement that you need here. If you're not feeling this chest expansion, you can go for a different grip. Crown of your head heavy. Use the heat to lift your hips high. And gently unwind from that bind with your grip, that interlace of your fingers. Send hands underneath your shoulders. Start walking forward towards your low lunge. Hands come to the inside of your left foot. Activate through your core. Sweep left leg back to meet your right. Spin your heels to the right. Right hand underneath your right shoulder. Open up to your side plank. Again, you can stay lifted here, stacking or staggering your feet. You can lower down to your right knee if that feels better. Really ensure that your right knee and your right foot are in alignment so that your right foot isn't kind of collapsing back behind you. Press your shin down into your mat. Wherever you're at, lift high through your left arm. Lift high through your left hip. And change. Sweep your left arm back down. Lift your hips up high. Downward facing dog. Walk your dog out. Take an inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Seal your lips together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. And we're going to take a seat down. Actually, come to your knees here. We're moving into saddle pose and variations of saddle pose. So I'll guide you first through half saddle pose and then the full expression. For half saddle pose, might want to have that block available too. Send your left heel to the outside of your left hip, toes point straight back. Then your right leg reaches in front of you. So hips down to the ground if that feels okay. If this does not feel okay in your left knee, absolutely sit on a block instead here and stay lifted. If this feels okay and your hips are connecting to the ground, then you can definitely start to gently walk yourself back. Pay attention to avoid sharpness in your knee. Go only for muscle sensation in your quad. If half saddle doesn't feel like it's enough, then you'll come to full saddle. Reach your knees out wide. Send your big toes towards touch. You're creating a little space for your booty between your heels and your hips. So what you'll want to do is tuck your pelvis forward and reach your bum in that space in between your heels, that little section that you made there. And as you walk yourself down, if this feels okay, again, no sharpness. Knees are so not forgiving, so avoid that sharpness. Go for the quad sensation instead. Begin to walk yourself down. Maybe down to your forearms. Maybe someday down to your shoulders. Hands can stay extended long with your palms up. You can reach arms up above your head. Take an inhale. Sigh it out, let it go. If this is okay and your body will be here for a few breaths, please know that that half saddle is available. If you're starting to feel like this is too much sensation, then you can unwind a bit. As you're here and you have that really strong sensation through your quads, maybe even through your psoas a little bit, tuck your shoulder blades under if you're laying down on your spine. Wherever you're at, feel your heart lift to the sky. Activate your shoulders down away from your ears. We're about halfway through here, so if you've taken the half saddle version, you'll want to gently lean away from the knee that is bent. So if your left knee is bent, lean over towards the right side and use your hands to help guide that left knee forward. Shake your legs out. And then switch sides. Start to guide your right heel gently back towards your right hip. Toes point straight back behind you. Know that that block is there in case you would like to sit on it and take some of the pressure out of your knee. Go to the spot again where you feel like is your full expression, where you've got muscle sensation, absolutely no sharpness in your knees. Find an inhale breath. Sigh out your exhale. And to unwind, if you're in full expression laying down on your back, flip your palms back down to the ground. Send your elbows kind of in and up towards your shoulders a little bit. Start to press into your forearms, into your elbows. You can use the sides of your mat to help. Try to come up as straight as possible. Move towards a tabletop position. Stack knees underneath your hips and extend your right leg back behind you. Really press into the ball of your right foot. Feel that stretch through your calf. And switch your legs out. Right knee underneath your hips, left foot back behind you. Press into the ball of your left foot. And lower all the way down to your belly. The peak pose that we've been really opening towards today is called King Cobra. You have several options of what to do instead. I'll guide you first through the options. So your first option is Cobra pose with your hands underneath your shoulders. Send your shoulders down and back. Squeeze your elbows together. On your next inhale, lengthen. If you feel like you would like more sensation in your spine, you can start to press up into your hands. Know that the further your hands are away from your body, the less sensation you'll have through your spine, a little bit less heart opening maybe. The closer they are in towards your body, the more sensation you'll feel. You can stay here and breathe through that open heart. Know that you can always lower back down to cobra. For king cobra pose, start to bend through your knees. Send your gaze up to the sky. Maybe someday opening up and sending your feet towards your head. Find an inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And change gently, unwind feet back down. Lower all the way down. Send your gaze over to the right or to the left. Allow your heels to drift out. Then hands underneath your shoulders. Press up to tabletop position. And we'll lay down onto our backs. Legs out in front of you, round down onto your spine. Take an exhale. Draw your knees into your chest. Little side to side rock if that feels good. Extend your right knee towards your right shoulder, left leg out long. And supine twist. Cross your right leg up and over the left side of your body. Eventually stack your hips here, so tuck that left hip underneath. If this doesn't feel great in your knee, you can definitely place a block underneath your knee. You can also come to an easy twist where both knees stack on top of each other. Allow your right shoulder to melt back down. You can cactus your arms or extend your arms out. And draw your knees back towards center. Little side to side rock to even things out through your spine again. This time left knee towards your left shoulder. Right leg extends out. Exhale, supine twist. Cross your left knee up and over. Tuck your right hip under so that hips are even in one line. And allow your left shoulder to melt back even with your right. And draw your knees back towards your chest. Take that side to side rock once more. Massive, massive hug to you and all of your layers. Wrap your arms around your shins. Guide your forehead towards your knees. Inhale, breath. Exhale, final Shavasana. Reach your legs out long. Palms up to the sky. Take up all the space. Little situate if you need to. And exhale your breath. Inhale. Open mouth. Sigh it out. Come back to your intention, the reason you decided to devote some time to yourself and to your practice today. Acknowledge you underneath all of those layers. Gratitude towards each and every one of those layers and to getting to know them. you can today. I highly encourage and highly hope that you can stay in Shavasana longer. Otherwise, if you're ready to move out of it, draw your feet to touch. Roll over to one side or the other. Find a fetal position, drawing your knees in towards your chest. Rest your head on your bicep. And press up into your palms. Let your head be heavy and come up last. And find a comfortable seated position, hips to heels. Cross-legged if that feels better to you. Thank you for practicing with me today, yogis. Such a hugely heart-opening practice. Hopefully it stirred up all the things and all the layers in you. And as I said, I hope you can be in Shavasana a little longer. Maybe you can sit here hips to heels in a more meditative state. I encourage you to come back to that place of checking out your layers, just getting curious about it in your yoga practice. I know I definitely will be. I think your yoga is a really, really beautiful place just to kind of get a better understanding, not necessarily to erase any layers or to change anything, just to kind of get to know. Send your hands to your heart center. Take an inhale. Open mouth, sigh it out. Inhale, hands up to your third eye center, to all the layers. Exhale, namaste. Thank you so much, Kai Life Yogis. I'm loving practicing with you. I cannot wait to practice on the yoga trapeze with you. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. And I'm looking forward to introducing it to you. If you've never tried it, I think you'll fall in love with it. Couple little things before we go. There should be a little Kai Life logo at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Please click on it. Please click subscribe. We're really working hard on building up a lot of content for you guys, and we would love your support. It helps so greatly to have that subscribe. So thank you so much for that. There's some links below. There's some links to our website, to our email love letter in case you'd like to get on that. Just some weekly love to your inbox and more information as well. Namaste.